What it do, YouTube? We back with another video. We're gonna be reacting to most intense courtroom moments of all time. I don't know, maybe we see some crazy stuff. Maybe we see somebody fight a judge or something, you know what I'm saying? I know it get crazy in the courtroom, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna keep this intro nice and short like always. Damn, she trying to drag the judge up.
This is Melissa Hardwick, who is facing charges regarding a domestic violence order filed by her husband in Michigan.
She looked like she'd be beating her husband ass.
Jennifer Edwards.
I've taken your statements in your petition as part of your testimony, but I need you to tell me briefly, in your own words, what happened to cause you to ask for a domestic violence order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Until things took an unexpected turn when Melissa began talking back to the judge.
We hadn't really had anything personal up until that point. She got out of jail in April, and she started...
My personal life is your business, John. It has
Damn.
nothing to do with
Miss
your
Hardwick?
boys. No.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care.
Despite the judge
don't
warning
care.
Melissa that she would be held in contempt if she continued speaking, Melissa refused to stop talking and interrupted the proceedings.
I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to
Okay.
him.
She will be
It
arrested
doesn't
for
make
contempt
any-
of the
It doesn't
court.
make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court.
This is when things get
10
crazy.
days can turn into a lot of days. They slung her.
Wait and see.
People be making these threats.
Melissa lost control. The news seemed to trigger her, and in anger, she lunged across the bench to attack the judge, causing security to rush in. Fortunately, Judge Edwards remained unharmed during the incident, but Melissa suffered facial scratches as 3 security officers apprehended her. Adam Dodson,
little ass
one of the
scratches.
court security officers who helped restrain Melissa, revealed that he had never witnessed such a serious incident in his 3.5 years on the job.
He doing too much.
3.5 years, and this is the first time anything that serious has happened.
It was a shocking moment for everyone involved. Following the incident, Melissa was sentenced to 120 days in jail for contempt of court. Additionally, she was charged with third-degree terroristic threatening, intimidating a participant in the legal process, and resisting arrest. Her bond was set at $25,000. Despite the chaos, Judge Edwards ruled that the domestic violence order filed by Melissa's husband would remain in effect. However intense Melissa's case was, it can't be compared to the case of 18-year-old
She clearly gonna get charged for a domestic assault. You could tell she real snappy. She get real angry. Yeah, she probably attacked her husband just like that.
Andrea Cook,
All right, Miss Cook, come on up.
who stands accused of utilizing a dating app to orchestrate a robbery that resulted in a shooting in South Daytona.
That shit happens all the
The incident
time.
occurred when Cook, then a student at Mainland High School, used a dating app called Meet Me to lure Perry Nita, a 27-year-old man, to a date in South Daytona. The plan was for Nita to sell her marijuana, and they were expected to engage in sexual activity. However, Cook had a hidden motive. Nita brought a 17-year-old friend, Emmanuel Purcell. Unknown to them, Cook's boyfriend, Kendrick Bass, was waiting to rob them. As they got into the truck, Cook informed Nita that she needed to collect some money from a friend's house. When she returned, a masked man entered the back seat. The man fired 2 shots, one of which struck Purcell in the stomach. Detectives believed that this wasn't the only time Cook and her accomplices used dating apps to lure victims in for carjacking. In fact, only 48 hours after the shooting, Bass and Cook teamed up for another carjacking.
Wow.
If you thought Cook's crimes were shocking, wait till you see how she reacted to her sentence. During the sentencing, she played a significant role in the orchestrated ambush. Before Judge Foxman handed down Cook's sentence, she asked to speak before the courtroom.
I just want to say that I'm sorry for the big wrong that my son had to get shot.
Had to get
I didn't
shot.
even know he was going to get shot. My boyfriend and his friends kidnapped me to do this. I didn't even know what was going on until I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I just want to say I asked for forgiveness for a second chance so I can get out and finish school.
That was
And
it
I
too.
keep my mama proud because I'm going to be her first child to bring home a high school diploma. You know,
No, you not.
proud. That's it.
You know what is sure not to make Mama proud? The sentence Cook is about to receive.
Sentence you to 20 years in state prison.
Lock that ass up.
He sentenced Cook
Sad
to
day.
20 years on a carjacking charge, 15 years for attempted
Hold on.
carjacking with a deadly weapon, and 15 years for a battery felony. The sentence
Hold on, though. That's kind of extreme for just a carjacking. Like, I get it. Somebody got shot in the process, but she wasn't the one with the gun. But then again, you an accomplice. But damn, that many years? I know pedophiles. I've heard pedophiles and murderers get less time than that. What the fuck?
were supposed to be served concurrently. Immediately after the sentence was given, the courtroom was filled with intense emotions as Cook's mother cried out. She couldn't contain her grief and dropped to the floor, wailing loudly. And Cook broke down in tears, calling out to her mother.
All these kids be out here trying to be tough, be in the streets. It ain't for you, I promise. You gonna end up crying just like this. You out here acting up. You need to get your damn act together. It's all fun and games with you out there when you out there with your friends and you playing around, you being bad, but shit catch up to you, especially when you get into some serious trouble. I don't know the whole details of this crime, but she got a lot of time for what she did. I definitely agree she should have did some time. Now 20 years, 20 plus years, I don't know if it's that extreme, you know what I'm saying? She was setting people up, motherfucker got shot. But damn, 20 years, I know people that do way worse shit and get less time, man. But hey, you do the crime, you do the time. I mean, shit, you never know what you might get. You might think your crime ain't that serious, but the judge might think otherwise. You know how the judge feeling and all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? The judge. You can hope you got a nice judge, man. Yeah, that's why I don't break no law. A lot, like for real. I ain't trying to go to jail. Not that I'm scared or nothing. I like my freedom. I'd be damn I'm in jail, motherfucker telling me what to do. It's a wrap.
However, after reviewing the case, Cook's sentence was later reduced to 11 years. Cook's case may be touching.
I didn't let it finish.
It wasn't the only time a courtroom went.
The whole rant on what I was saying, I guess we could take it back. I didn't get finished. 11 years. That's still a lot of time, but a lot better than 20. I feel like for that crime, from the details they gave us, I wonder if the guy that got shot, did he die? Because that makes a difference. If he didn't die, I think she should get about 3 years, 4 years. If he died, then probably, 11 years. But yeah, 20 years is crazy, especially when you not the one pulling the trigger. But then again, I don't know. That's why I'm not a judge, y'all. That's why I don't get in the court system. Not a lawyer. I don't do all that shit. My personal opinion, I don't think anyone deserves the death penalty. I don't care how heinous the crime is. Like, even if somebody was to kill my mama, don't give them the death penalty. I don't think another man should be able to take someone's life. You know what I'm saying? Like the courts would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna give him the death penalty. I don't feel like that's something you let God do. You let God determine when he goes. And you give him the time, you put him in jail the rest of his life, but don't choose the day he gonna die.
Crazy during sentencing, like in the case of Alan Boston, who's facing charges for marijuana possession in Tennessee. Boston was called up to the bench to discuss his sentence and determine how he wanted to plead to the case.
I spoke with Mr. Boston. He said he wants to represent himself in this case. I told him today was just an arraignment. It's either guilty, not guilty type day.
Start talking, son.
Yes, sir. I think it's very unfair, the marijuana law here. I think we the people deserve better because marijuana is a very harmless drug and it's been around for ages, since the 80s and 90s.
I've heard that baloney all my life, so don't go any further on that.
Yes, sir.
And
the judge ignorant.
All I know is Tennessee still has it against the law. I swore to uphold the laws, and I have to uphold the laws as a judge. It probably is unfair, but I can't change it. You've got to go see the legislature to get that change.
Yes, sir.
And if you get it changed.
He surprised everyone by reaching into his front pocket, pulling out a joint, and lighting it right there in the courtroom. Yes, you heard that correctly. He lit a joint in front of everyone. The incident didn't go unnoticed. Court officers swiftly intervened and grabbed Boston, escorting him out of the courtroom while a cloud of smoke trailed behind him. Wilson County Sheriff Robert Ryan, who was present at the scene, described it as one of the craziest things he had ever witnessed.
Crazy.
However, his little stunt had consequences. In addition to the initial possession charge, Boston was booked on a second charge for simple possession due to his actions in the courtroom. On top of that, he was found in contempt of court for his disruptive behavior. As a result, he will be served 10 days in jail for the contempt charge.
Ain't bad.
Spencer Boston certainly left a lasting impression on the courtroom. However, some would argue
Me personally, I don't smoke. I don't have nothing against smoking though. My girlfriend, she smoke every day. I don't have anything against smoking. I think smoking should be legal. And it's weird because it's legal in some states. It's medically legal in some states. Like, that's just not something that we normalize in all states. Like, why does it have to be some states is legal, some states is not? Like, seems like everybody just need to get on the same damn page. You know what I'm saying?
that the case of Arthur Booth is far more memorable.
I've seen
Arthur
this one.
Booth, a 49-year-old
She went to
career
school with
criminal, is facing charges of burglary, grand theft, fleeing,
They were
and resisting
classmates.
arrest in Miami,
Sad.
Florida. Additionally, he has 3 arrest affidavits for reckless driving, property damage, and leaving the scene of a crash without serious injury.
Boy, fucking
In
up.
2015, during one of his escapades, the 49-year-old was apprehended while driving a vehicle reported stolen in a robbery. Instead of complying with the authorities, he engaged in a high-speed chase, resulting in his arrest. Booth's legal predicament led him to the Miami-Dade Bond Court presided over by Judge Mindy Glazer. The judge set his bond at $43,000, or a year of incarceration, if he couldn't afford it.
Dang.
Okay, Mr. Booth, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
It was then that Booth recognized his former classmate in the judge's robe. Overwhelmed with remorse and humiliation, he broke down in tears. Booth resolved to confront his addiction issues and forge a brighter future. Fast forward 10 months to when Booth is to be released from incarceration. Along with his family, Booth was met by an old friend. However emotional you think Arthur Booth's case was, the case of Judge Murphy and
I never
Andrew
knew that.
Weinstock is a run for its money.
I never heard of him
Public
getting out.
defender
That's cool,
Andrew
though.
Weinstock and his client are present before Judge John Murphy in Brevard County, Florida.
2 charges: assault and resisting. You have the public defender. Public defender, what do you want to do?
What they filed?
They have.
I'm not waiting.
All right, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'm not waiting. You want to set it for trial? Set it for trial.
The judge, looking to clear his schedule, suggested that Weinstock waive his client's right to a speedy trial. Still, the attorney stood firm, committed to ensuring justice for his client. The tension between the judge and the attorney escalated, with neither finding common ground.
You know, if I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now.
You know, this
Stop pissing me off. Just
Bruh, the judge cannot say that. Can he say that? So if you say something outlandish, you getting held for contempt of court. But if the judge say some crazy off the wall shit, it's all cool. Boy, this shit so, this shit twisted.
down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No,
Sit
you know
down.
what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to
I
stand and
said
represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just
Let's
beat
go
your
out.
ass.
Unable
What?
to contain his frustration, the judge proposed a physical fight
What?
outside the courtroom. To the shock of everyone present, the 2 men engaged in a physical altercation outside the courtroom. Unfortunately,
Please show
the
a
court
video.
camera could not capture the fight visually. But
Oh my God, they don't have the video. I would pay money to see that fight, bruh. The judge said, sit down. He said, no. He said, all right, let's go out back and throw hands. I cannot believe that. The judge legit just told this man, let's go throw hands out back. I've never heard of no shit like that in my life.
sounds of their scuffle echoed through the recording. Eventually, a deputy intervened, separating the 2 combatants. Upon returning to the courtroom, Judge Murphy received applause and cheers from the defendants, who were evidently entertained by the spectacle.
Did y'all hear that? That man said, do you want to fuck with me? Do you? He beating the judge ass back there.
After catching his breath, the judge resumed the proceedings without Weinstock's disruptive presence. Unknown to Weinstock, Judge Murphy had a background as an ex-military personnel. He was a United States Army colonel and had served with the Special Forces in various countries. Despite his military achievements, the Florida Supreme Court found his behavior during the altercation with Weinstock appalling.
Yeah, you can't
and he
do
was
that.
Suspended. Judge Murphy's actions
You can't
were
do that
crazy.
as a judge.
However, nothing could have prepared you for
Yeah, never mind. I think the judge beat his ass. I might have heard that wrong. I believe the judge beat his ass. But as a judge, you can't do that shit, motherfucker. You stupid. You suspended, bruh.
case of 18-year-old Leonid Grazer,
What the
who was
fuck?
facing charges for murder in Moscow, Russia. Grazer had confessed to the brutal murder
Motherfucker
of his
look like
sister,
Trippie Redd.
Ariada Karol, who was found naked with multiple stab wounds in their shared apartment. He claimed that Satan had ordered him to commit the heinous act. Eyewitnesses reported that before the police arrived, Grazer undressed
He
and drew
looked
demonic
crazy.
symbols with blood on his sister's body and his head. He pleaded to be freed from Satan's influence, claiming that the devil incited him to kill
He
his
looked
sister.
crazy.
Although his actions were horrible, Grazer's behavior in court was terrifying. Grazer finds himself in the Shubinski courthouse, enclosed within a glass cage, precisely what Grazer had planned. Although Grazer seems to have settled down for the moment, he manages to slip through the slats at the top of the bulletproof security dock. However, police
Beating his
officers
ass.
quickly intervened, using batons and tasers to subdue him and pull him back down. Despite losing his trousers in the process, Grazer was eventually tasered and forced to return to the dock. Once Grazer adjusts his attire, he proceeds to provide a complete confession for the murder, boldly expressing no remorse for his heinous actions. If you thought
That man
these
looked
courtroom
crazy.
moments were shocking,
Yeah, that man look crazy. That last guy, that motherfucker look crazy. But yeah, don't take what I say serious in these videos, man. I know some of y'all can get offended off of little shit y'all see online. Y'all, I'm just doing a reaction video, man. I'm not the judge. I'm not the one handing out sentences. I'm just reacting to the video. But if y'all liking the content, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And also drop that comment on what you would like to see next on the channel. I appreciate y'all boys and girls watching. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Heart that pounds like a stereo.